So for the next half an hour, I am going to get a masterclass from you about the history of tube packaging in India. So starting with the basics itself, you formed the Tube Packaging Association in India. So if you can just share with our audience what
Okay.
was the backstory and background behind it.
Right, right. That's right. I will tell you what's the story behind it because by profession I'm a chartered accountant,
Okay.
and my first job was Uflex, first and last, and then somehow in that time I got an interest in packaging, besides my finance and other
Yeah.
things. So, uh, over the period, the people are saying which project. I says, okay, but so one day, one client came to me. He says, my CA client. He says, I want to put a project. I says, you put a flexible packaging. He says, no, I don't want to put that. So give me. So my office was in basement, so I was going through that office. So I got a annual report of SL packaging that time, because that time you used to get a printed annual
Yeah.
reports, So I just gone through that. I just see as a CA, I see what is the revenue. Revenue was 100 crore. The profit was 25 crore. I said, oh, great. So immediately I took that balance sheet and went to Uflex. I says, what is this? He says, they make laminated tubes. I says, why can't you make a laminated tube? The
Yeah.
laminate is a common word for a flexible packaging and
Yes.
tube.
Yes.
He said, no, it's a different laminate and a different machine manufacturers. And they given me the KMK number, and I contacted them. Nobody got response. And one day I got a response from SL that, who's this? I said, I'm a consultant and I'm one of my clients looking for a machine. He says, no, we are not selling in India. I says, okay. So I don't know what happened to him, and he came come to my office after 2 days, and we met. He says, yeah, this is a machine, but it's very expensive. But I'll tell you, there's a machine in Taiwan
Okay.
who makes a tube machine manufacturer. I says, which name? He says, I don't know. But I know there's a people in Taiwan who makes machinery for tubes.
Okay.
One day, one of my clients was going to Taiwan. I said, let's go to Taiwan. And that time, you don't get a visa from Taiwan from India.
Yeah.
You have to stay 3 days in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And then you get a visa. You get a sponsor, blah, blah, go to police station, big actor. You do nothing in Hong Kong, just to wait for a visa. Anyway, I reached there, and that time the concept was a yellow pages. So I reached the hotel and seen the yellow pages. The 4th or 5th page was machine manufacture of plastic tubes was there. I literally jumped on this thing. I says, I found it.
Yeah.
So Taiwan has a culture, they come to the hotel
Yeah.
to pick you up and show the machine. That came, I said, went there. He said, I want to see the running machine. He said, running machine you can see only in China. I says, how to get it? I want to see the running machine.
Yeah, of
without
course.
seeing. So then somehow I got a visa from Bangkok and went to reached there. Next day I was seeing the running machine. Then I jumped that. Okay. Then I come into the tubes line. Then I started researching how the EPL come. EPL also, when they came, there's a company called in Patel Extrusion in Mumbai. Mr. Patel was a mayor of Mumbai.
Okay.
So they used to make aluminium tubes
Yeah.
near that Nesco exhibition center. there's
Goregaon, yeah.
Goregaon. So it's a very big, they use around 10, 15 lines and supplying to Colgate and this and that. So and no, in India, if you know that, the people had an allergy of a plastic, if you're old in time. Anything which used to come in a plastic, say, duplicate. Aluminium metal was more prevalent. We are no doubt the cycle is again repeated, but I'm talking at those days when the plastic was innovated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the paper was going off that jungle mat kato, wo mat kato, that time. So everywhere the laminated tube started, but Indian people were not picking up the laminated tubes, And the SL was in that situation. They are going to file that time the BIFR,
Okay.
the LISIC company,
Yeah.
because they bought an expensive machine, it's not running. There's that.
Yeah.
The demand was not there. That one person came from Colgate. He says, let's change India. There the laminate tube started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initially, because the first started with toothpaste. then shaving creams, then pharma, then the
Yeah, of
revolution
course.
started. And aluminium was going down. I was making aluminium tube to 2001 to 2005. I've seen the downfall of aluminium tubes
Yeah.
because the slug becomes expensive. The COGS was 90%. If your cost of production was 90%, you can't survive because it was all aluminium conversion and all. So then I have seen that how the evolution from aluminium to laminated tubes, then the people started working on them, then the plastic tubes. And so then I thought, why don't I make an association?
Yeah.
So I'm now 66, so all the knowledge which I have over tube, let's go to the next generation, as you mentioned that you will going to learn.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing I had now feeling that whatever the knowledge I have,
Yeah, of course.
I give to young one, and otherwise it will,
Yeah.
with me it will going to be burned, There's nothing. So that is
Yeah.
the idea was making.
That's super nice and amazing of you. Sorry for time skipping 30
Yeah,
years to
yeah.
the present situation.
Yeah, yeah.
You have got some interesting samples over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are the developments that
I'll
you
tell
would
you.
like to?
The one is a laminated tube,
Yeah.
which is a simple laminated tubes, which is a overlap.
Yeah.
Technically I'll tell you that's overlap because there's a PE structure, and the PE structure, they overlap, and there's a seam.
Yeah.
This is a simple sealing. Here is the two kind of technologies are there. One is a pre-molded shoulders, and one is a compression molding.
Okay.
Pre-molded shoulder, there's a two technologies in the world. ISA and Mechatronica of Bulgaria goes for a pre-molded shoulder
Okay.
technology. And the PSG is making a compression heading. Previously the combi tool was also there,
Yeah.
but now they bought combi tool and they become a PSG. So this is the two technologies are going on, and then Chinese companies, which is all an injection and compression, and I'm not talking about the Chinese because they always copy.
Yeah.
So this is the one simple laminate tubes, which is first is you buy laminate from Uflex, Huhtamaki, Shrirama, GLS. There's a 4 suppliers in India now.
Yeah.
And you print on a flexo.
Flex.
This is a
Yeah.
flexo printing or CI printing,
Yeah.
depending on what then hot stamping, sometime holography, all
Yeah.
the decoration what you do. So here the process is that you this is I think all the snap-on caps. First you make a body, and then you put a head.
Yeah.
And then you do a aluminum foil tipping here is there, and the capping, and the tube is ready. Tube is filled up for the die. In 2000, this is the technology was going on, and another technology was there is the plastic tubes, the extruded tubes where is no seam is there. Here the process is you extrude the pipe,
Yeah.
cut it, then put the head. The two technologies, compression and injection, right? Either you do injection or compression. And previously people used to do, after heading the printing, then the new technology comes where you print a sleeve.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
some people want say printing up to here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is something new technology. So, but the concept is the plastic tubes, and then the capping, and then this is the two concepts. In 2008 or 2009, the new technology came, which is with a strip technology, which is called a butt sealing.
Okay.
Butt sealing is like something like this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not overlap; it's a butt sealing.
Yeah.
So you can print on polyester or BOPP, whichever the print, and you put a strip here,
Yeah.
and inside also a strip to hold
Okay,
it.
yeah.
So that's why you see sometimes it's becoming a oval kind of stuff. This is a U-flex tubes, and this is a oval. So this is a strip technology came in 2008 and 9, and the U-flex started.
Yeah.
I was the person who given this idea to Mr. Chaturvedi because I had a relationship with him till now, 40 years keeping a relationship with him. So he liked this idea, and he came into the tube industry.
Okay.
So somehow this is expensive tubes. It is going for a high-end cosmetic market because the best printing can be done only by rotogravure. So he's doing a reverse printing, rotogravure, but this is expensive because you waste. Rotogravure machines are 250 meters per minute or 300 meters per minute. So this is you have a lot of wastage. But he's serving on a high-end market.
Yeah, long run jobs.
Long
mainly.
run.
Yeah.
So then people are talking, industry was going on, as I mentioned you, printing here, the sleeve printing here, then oval tubes, then full oval, then half oval, or snap-on.
Yeah.
These are all snap-on tubes. So this is then the technology come on a shrink on a cap.
Yeah.
So that the people should, because otherwise, if you just remove this, you don't know how much is the left out, because you don't know whether the brand owner filled the complete tube or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
You're buying a 500 rupees tube, and you don't know whether the half filled or half not.
Of course.
So that's why this
Yeah.
protection was started. So this is how the industry is moving on. Slowly and slowly, and now people are talking about the recyclability, the thin laminate.
Yeah.
This is how the industry is evolving.
And tubes are often known as sustainable solutions for food, personal care, beauty, and especially cosmetic sectors. So, what makes the modern laminated or seamless tubes so much easier to recycle than the older versions?
Okay, if you go to the older version, the aluminum tube was totally recyclable, right?
Yeah.
But the mineral is mineral. It's becoming more and more expensive. Then in laminate tube, there's a two kind of tubes
Yeah.
are there. One is a ABL tubes, one is a PBL tubes.
Okay.
One is aluminum barrier laminate, one is a plastic barrier laminate.
Yeah.
Aluminum barrier laminate, definitely there's aluminum foil in it.
Yes.
12 micron, 50 micron, 20 micron, depending
Yeah.
on our customers. So this is difficult to recycle because you have to be, but people are started. But the PBL tubes are 100% recyclable.
Okay.
Right? Because this is EVH is there, a tie layer is there.
Yeah.
So, and the plastic tube and the PBL is the same category. If you see the recyclability,
Yeah.
only difference is a joint. That's all. So, the plastic tube or a PBL is a totally recyclable
Yeah.
tubes. Whereas the laminated tubes are a less recyclability tubes.
Yeah, and something you were explaining to me earlier about how seamless tubes
Yeah.
work best in the cosmetic
Yeah.
sector than
Why?
in an FMCG.
Yeah,
or
right. I'll tell you. Because normally this laminate is 12 by 250
Yeah,
or 20 by 275. This is not a bounce back more. If you say the normal laminate, this is a little bit higher. If this is, you say that.
yeah.
This is the laminate which is not bound.
Okay.
Okay. So in a toothpaste and this you don't mind. In your bathroom, if the tubes are like this,
Yeah.
you don't mind it because
Collapsible
but,
tubes.
Yeah. But if it is a cosmetic,
Yeah.
and toothpaste is say 50 rupees, 60 rupees, 70 rupees.
Yes.
Normally the packaging is around 8%, 7%, 9%, depending
Yeah.
on your material. So you don't much bother about the toothpaste because
Yeah.
this is a necessity.
Of course.
You have to clean your or a shaving. But the cosmetic is a luxury. Here the tubes you are buying is 200, 100, 150, Mamaearth maybe 300.
Yeah.
So when you buy these tubes, so you want that on your dressing table, it should have the same shape till it's last.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a bounce back.
yeah.
So that's why in a plastic, in a seamless, the cosmetic is more in a seamless than a lami.
Okay.
Because you're paying a big amount of money
Yeah.
and you want till the last end,
Yeah,
your tube looks good.
yeah. It should be
Same
the-
like perfumes. You're buying a 2,000 rupees perfume. Why the bottle is so classy or this? So it's something like this because
Yeah.
you want your cosmetic should looks classy.
Yeah,
And another thing, in a mall, right? This is all on shelf, right?
yeah,
The brand owner only have 10 seconds to attract you.
yeah.
You're passing, and the tube is beautiful, you stop and pick up. So first picking is more important. After that, the material speaks.
I think the latest report says the time has further reduced down to 3 seconds.
Yeah. If you don't use that time, you're gone.
Yeah,
वो जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
yeah,
पहले उसे दिखाओगे तो कि अच्छा है. उसके बाद तो your product will speak.
yeah.
You will not speak. Your product will speak. If the product is good, he will go for again buying from. He'll
Yeah.
become your customer.
Of course.
So this is why the plastic tubes are more popular.
Yeah,
And no doubt it's tough to make. It's more expensive. It's more capital intensive. But now Indians are spending machine on packaging.
yeah, yeah.
I think Indians are spending money on the
So,
packaging project.
technical question, since you alluded to plastic tubes and recyclable tubes, from a machinery perspective, what are the major hurdles for production lines when switching to newer plastic or switching from traditional plastics to newer eco-friendly laminates?
You know, like I'm representing in India the Mechatronica, the machine from Bulgaria,
Yeah,
where we can go the laminate, the thin as laminate as 170,
yeah,
you know. But again, the problem is after filling,
yeah,
it should be some, otherwise it will, if it can bend,
yeah, yeah,
you know, you cannot have a longer tube. It's every laminate has a plus and minus,
yeah,
it depending on the product. So now the tube manufacturer, machine manufacturers are putting both the technologies together, whether
Yeah.
you use ABL or PBL. So PBL is more recyclable. So now the basically from the machine point of view, our machine makers also, the Bulgarian machine makers also, they are putting both. You don't have to buy the additional attachment.
Yeah.
This is the newer things come from the machine manufacturers, and rest like and pre-molded shoulders is another beauty. Is this that this technology you have a lot of flexibility in the shape.
okay,
You can make a hexagon tubes.
yeah,
You can make triangular tubes. Only thing you have to change the injection part.
yeah,
And injection is a normal age-old technology.
Yeah, yeah.
And compression you can't do it.
yeah.
So that's
And Wifag-Polytype is a leader in terms of decoration printing.
Decoration tubes, yeah.
So how are you helping brands with value additions on their packaging, along with them maintaining their sustainable goals?
You know, as a Polytype, we only do the printing machines, right? And ink is very less problem in the recyclability. No doubt it's a problem in the recyclability, because then it will become only you have to put a master batch in this
Yeah.
and like a black.
Yeah.
So I was there in this conference also, the people from Sun Chemical and this company, Japanese company, they were there in telling about the ink factor in the packaging.
Yeah.
DIC was there.
DIC, yes.
DIC there, and so no doubt there is also chemicals which they are using in a ink, which is a recyclability and all. But again, the brand owners plays a major role
Yeah.
in all recyclability. All converters, our tube manufacturers, or behind this tube manufacturer, the machine manufacturer cannot do much unless and only the brand owner says this.
Yeah.
Because ultimately they have to sell their products.
Yeah, of course. And as a founding member of the Tube Packaging Association of India, do you think, or how do you think quickly the domestic market is adopting sustainable solutions for tube packaging?
You know, they are always open with that.
Yeah.
You know, as I told you, the brand owners is more important.
Yeah.
And over the period, the market is growing. It's
Yeah.
growing to 7 to 8%. There's a report from IIM Ahmedabad.
Okay.
So the complete report on the packaging. I can share to you also.
Yeah, sure.
This is up to 2021 to 2026. So they projected India is a good market, and 8 to 10% growth is there in the market, because in a recent time, if you see that, a lot of startups came in a cosmetics.
Yeah.
Right? So Ayurveda, Nykaa, a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people has come.
Yeah.
So there's a demand is going up.
Yeah.
You know, no doubt the SKUs are less,
Yeah.
maybe 10,000 tubes, 15,000, but demand is there. And we are all sitting in metros or cities.
Yeah.
If you go to the villages, you have not heard the brands which is there,
Yeah,
because you are not using it.
of course.
You are seeing that यहाँ पे Nivea मिल गया, यहाँ L'Oreal मिल गया, but बहुत brands. I've been to China Beauty, and unbelievable brands are there, unbelievable.
Yeah, of course.
So this is the market. 140 billion people, you know,
Yeah.
and still, lami-tube market is why it will growing more, because still most of the Indians doesn't do the toothpaste 2 times. You imagine our young generation, maybe you and maybe your son, maybe we keep on telling young one, no, do the night brush also. do
Yeah,
the-"
yeah.
But as we sometimes we don't follow,
Yeah.
because our culture is like. So you imagine after 5 years or 10 years, when everybody will do this second time, what will be the consumption of the lami-tubes?
Yeah.
It will double.
And since you spoke about the emerging brands and startups, what we have been noticing is that all the emerging startup brands, they look for having optimal design solutions and right solutions at the right place
Right,
for
right,
smaller SKUs, as you
right,
mentioned
right,
before.
right,
So,
right.
in that context, how does this optimal design play an important role when moving from rigid plastic bottles to tube packaging formats?
Normally this new startups which they come, they go for a contract packers.
Okay.
Contract packers plays a very major role in this.
Yeah.
You know, third party contracting.
Yes.
So sometimes if anybody wants to come to a certain level, they have their own designer,
Yeah.
or own their chemical experts and scientists or pharmacists. And sometimes they follow the contract packers.
Yeah.
Ultimately, their vision is more important. Which segment they want to serve? The startup.
Yeah.
They want to serve a Gen Z or a older or cheap. They make the design accordingly.
Yeah.
Because as a tube manufacturers, our customers, when the market comes to that, when the product comes to that, then they modify the design and this and that. This looks good. They give contribution. Our tube manufacturer gives the contribution. And as a machine manufacturer, we also give a contribution.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you show this? Why don't you show this? So this is how the things are moving. And because our machine manufacturer is from Bulgaria and the Europe and all, so sometimes we give a idea to Indian market that this is happening there. So why don't you follow like to follow? Tell your customer to follow this. So this is how the market. And in this sustainability, we are always tube manufacturers always there. So do that. Rather today, I was talking to regional head of everyday, and I says in the labels, lot of label tubes are around. In a label, when you die punch it, the remaining portion is there. I say it's very difficult to recycle it.
Okay. Yeah.
He says we started this thing. We have started picking up from the label manufacturers. So this particular portion, and using it for energy and other things.
Yeah.
I says very good.
Yeah.
This initiative is very good, because otherwise label manufacturer has to give a tipping fees to the kabadi wala to pick up the material.
Yeah.
He has to pay for that.
Yeah.
So this way, like in this laminate also, when the tube manufacturer sell, he doesn't get anything much. But in a plastic tube, when he get the scrap as a value.
Yeah.
So he get this thing.
Yeah.
So this is always there.
Yeah. So it's been wonderful talking to you. One final question, one final thought before we conclude this conversation. What is the single biggest, or what is the next biggest technology or trend you are foreseeing for the tube packaging industry for the next 3 years?
As the cap sizes are already being reduced.
Yeah.
Shoulderless cap will come. Actually, if it is a snap-on cap,
Yeah.
you don't need a shoulder.
Yeah. Of course.
It's something like this.
Yeah.
There's no shoulder.
Yeah. This is
Okay,
shoulder,
it can
yeah.
be simply cap, flat cap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a new technology. But ultimately, my observation is that this place also you get for decoration. If you reduce this, what will happen? So that's why it's not getting very popular.
Yeah.
We are definitely talking about this, but it's not very, because ultimately you have to sell 500 rupees tubes.
Yeah.
So depending but I don't think so the much changes will be there, except thinner material, usable material. But now the machines are quite equipped for handling all kind of new challenges which will be there in the market. And machine manufacturers, as a machine manufacturer, we always support that.
Yeah.
Whosoever the new idea comes, and we'll follow that.
Ye-
We'll always give some contribution to sustainability.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's been wonderful talking to you and learning a lot about tube packaging. So hopefully we speak at longer lengths
Sure.
soon.
Yeah.
So before we conclude the conversation, there's one final thing. This is the What Packaging magazine,
Sure.
rebranded and repackaged and redesigned,
Okay.
launched here at the ResPack.
Okay, what packaging?
Yes,
Very
this
good.
is for you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
All the
you.
best. All
Thank
the
you
best,
so
Malay.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So
Thank
that was Mr.
Yeah.
Praveen Bhatia
Yeah.
of Wifag-Polytype India
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Stay sealed.